You know, we're looking forward to the Governor's Cup. Sitting 2-2 is, you know, I was hoping to be 3-1, honestly, at this point, and either taking the New Mexico or Maine game. But, you know, we'll take it. We're, again, unfortunately, young again this year. Seems like we're always young, but so be it as far as building a program. But excited to kind of, you know, get back to the Governor's Cup and have a good shot at that again, kind of back to where, you know, I started as far as the Governor's Cup being in Boise. So a really a pride-filled weekend with this tournament coming up, and you know, we've done some good things. We've made some changes, made some adjustments, and you know, we're still trying to put an identity on who we are, and I think we're getting closer and closer to that. So we're looking forward to this weekend. It should be a telling weekend for us. We're working on that. You know, we've got to stop giving up soft goals and give ourselves a chance to compete. So. You know, behind the scenes, I guess, and listening to them and hearing some of the comments, you know, later and putting it all into perspective was, you know, it's just different when they're playing at home, and, you know, they had come to find out, talked to some of the Weber State kids, and the Weber State kids said, oh, they're not that good at all, and, you know, and so unfortunately those things get put in their head, and I found out later that they came out expecting, you know, Maine not to give them quite such a fight, and, you know, as much as you warn them against doing stuff like that, I try to tell them not to talk to anyone during the whole season, you know, it's like, don't talk to your friends, you know, but it's hard because, you know, we try to maintain a level of professionalism that I tell them every day, you know, every time I give them a scouting report, this may mean everything to us or absolutely nothing to us. But AJ, as we call her, Ashley Jones, she's a tremendous addition to the team this year. You know, a late get for us and a great get for us in that sense. She's just, it's really interesting with AJ. You know, she's in training, she's kind of that, you know, even flow kid that'll just kind of do her job. In games, she becomes a completely different person, and as we call her in sports, right, she's a gamer, but she's just different. Her mentality's different. She wants to win no matter what, period. It's all she knows, it's all she's used to, and so I love it. You know, I try to make her infectious throughout the rest of the team, and you know, most of the kids I've recruited come from those type of programs, and so it's good to have, you know, more of that than less of that, obviously. And so she's done a great job of, you know, really, you know, putting that fire under us in games, and just, you know, at some point, I mean, it was literally, I watched her on the SU. Becky and I were sitting next to each other, and Becky called it. She goes, "Watch AJ." She goes, "She's going to score this goal." And Hoff's lining up. Hoff's looking at her. She peels off a defender, comes to the backside of everyone. Hoff launches it. She heads to the back of the goal, and it was just plain to say. You can see it written on her face. And, you know, I don't think she had her best game yesterday, but she's still a great player for us that we'll look to for many, many games to come.